Hello, and welcome to the Final Third podcast. So, on today's chat, we are going to be talking about the preview of the Europa League.
The Europa League indeed. And it's Man U versus Villarreal.
It is a bit of a competition that Man United didn't really want to be in.
No,
They'd
yeah.
rather have been in the Champions League, but it is a cup final, first cup final for Solskjaer. Um, we know it'd be a competition that he's going to be desperately keen to win. Obviously, the pressure is off from getting qualification for the Champions League, but again, another trophy for that cabinet.
Yeah, exactly. But he's coming up against a very good Villarreal side and a manager who absolutely loves the Europa League in Unai Emery. So it's going to be really tough. It's going to be a tough game, and especially without Harry Maguire, of course.
It does look likely that Maguire's not going to be playing. Obviously injured, played those consecutive games for United. Didn't miss a game since he signed, or a league game anyway.
Yeah.
Big impact. Do you think that they've got enough replacements to be able to to fill that gap?
I think it'll be a very close game, and I would say I think they should have enough about them to beat Villarreal. But then, it is Unai Emery, and he's very tactical, and he knows this final. He knows how to play it, so it's going to be really tough.
It does. Like you look at it, United are probably going to go into this with a 4-5-1 formation with high wingers and Bruno Fernandes behind the striker.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
you're looking at who is he actually going to play up front? Is it going to be Cavani? Is it going to be Greenwood? Is it
I
going to be Rashford?
I think it has to be Cavani, doesn't it?
I think if he's fit, I think he's there for the occasion. I think he's a player that's got the experience. Greenwood might be a bit nervous. Martial has had a bit of a poor season, and Rashford potentially could be out on the left wing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He has to play for me. I think if he's fit. Obviously, Bruno's going to play a key part in the game. I think as well. I honestly think it will be a really close game. A really close game.
Yeah, I think a final being a final. I think you're never going to have a team that's going to blow the other one out of the water.
No,
You
no.
look you look at Villarreal, they've done all right this year. Look like they're going to get top six, going into the last game of the season, top 6 or 7
Yeah, yeah,
in La Liga. Um, but then you look at United. United will want to get another trophy.
yeah. They will. They'll be desperate for it, won't they? Really? Because to be, if they get the Europa League, they have had a pretty good season then, haven't they?
Is there any players that you're going to be keeping an eye out in the United team that you want to kind of think, oh, bar the obvious? Is there any ones that you think, hey, they could make a difference?
I think if you're looking at the wing backs in Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw, I think they're going to play a pretty key part. To be honest, just looking at the Villarreal squad now, they've got a pretty decent squad. I mean, you've got the likes of Carlos Bacca, who of course is pretty good up front, and Paco Alcacer. So those centre backs are going to be pretty. They're quite strong, aren't they? Those two really.
They
Um,
are.
so I think, yeah, for me, I think those wing backs will have to be on it. Um, Bissaka, known for his defensive side, which is fine, and Shaw probably has been one of United's best players this season, I would say. So I don't know. Them two I think will be key, but then I think the replacement for Harry Maguire is also going to have to step it up. I mean, they haven't been that good defensively this season. That's probably an area that they will sort in the summer.
It is,
You'd like to think anyway.
and obviously without Maguire, you're looking at Bailly and Lindelof. And
Yeah,
to be fair, the 2 games that they've played, well, against Liverpool and Fulham, they weren't very good. And Leicester, if you put that one in it as well. Those 3 games, they weren't very good together. They're a bit poor. Don't have much confidence in each other.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then you look at the other side, Villarreal. They've got like a really strong centre back defence in Raul Albadal
yeah.
and Pau Torres, who's like Pau Torres is meant to be like the big new thing coming out of Spain, um, and could potentially be a big summer signing for a club. Potentially looking at about 30, 35 million possibly in the summer.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but he is a very good player.
he looks good. And then you've got a few links with the Prem. You've got like an ex-Liverpool player in Moreno.
Now, I was about to say, I think if United were looking at this Villarreal squad, I think unfortunately Alberto Moreno is probably a weakness in that team because he's so attacking. He leaves so many gaps at the back. He's not great defensively, I would say, unless he has um, improved that side of his game. I'm not sure, uh, but he would definitely be one I'd target if I was, I'd probably put Greenwood definitely on that side.
Yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of speed against Moreno, and he's gonna be exposed, really, isn't he?
Yeah,
The other one you've got is Funes Mori as well, the ex-Everton boy.
yeah, of
Um,
course, yeah,
Not a first team starter all the time, but still a player that they'll be aware of and they'll know strengths and weaknesses.
yeah.
And then throughout the team, you've got a lot of experience. You know, Danny Pajero from and Coquelin that both joined from Valencia
Valencia,
after their little money kind of shenanigans over the summer where they lost a lot of players.
yeah,
Like Etienne Capoue, the ex Watford boy.
yeah, and of course Gerard Moreno as well. I forgot about him. I forgot he was there.
Moreno, yeah, like he's a very good player. Obviously looking at him, he's ex Espanyol, been there a few years now, really in Villarreal.
They got a quite a decent midfield. I'd say their midfield is quite a good work rate in that midfield. I'd say as well.
Yeah, and if you look at it, they're at their peak.
Yeah, they
So
are. Yeah,
it's not really any youngsters that are coming through in the Villarreal side that are going to be like popping through for the next few years. This is at their peak right now. Can they win this as a big trophy? What a scalp it'd be after knocking out Arsenal in the semi-finals and
yeah.
United in the Man United in the final. It could potentially be a massive scalp for La Liga in Spain. But I think, like we said at the beginning, I don't think Man United are going to be defeated in this. It might be a tight one, but I don't think they're going to be defeated in this.
Nah, I
Uh,
can't see it happening.
have you got any predictions for the game?
Like I said, I think it's gonna be a very close game. But with that being said, I can still see maybe about 3 goals decided maybe late on. It wouldn't surprise me if Villarreal take the lead and then United come back because they've done that so many times this season. They've come back into games, especially later on in the second half of games. I would probably go for a 2-1 United. What would you go for?
I think potentially I'd probably go for about 3-1, maybe even a 4-1.
Really?
And I think it like you, I think it's going to be tight, but I think it'll be tight up until a certain point. I think after like 80, 85 minutes, if it's 1-1 or 2-1 to Man United, or even just a draw, I think Villarreal will think, oh, you know what, let's try going for this and pushing it a little bit, and then they'll get exposed. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it'll be a point then where they'll get exposed, and then like your Man United are very good on the counter. They're very good at exposing those little weaknesses, the overlaps on like with Greenwood, Rashford, Fernandez. There's those little flicks and those little passes that no one really sees,
yeah.
bar
No, no.
him. He's the only one who sees those passes.
Like barring like any injuries, and hopefully there won't be any. But let's say the likes of Fernandez is out. I think United would still probably win, but it would be a very hard game, definitely.
Oh yeah. It's going to be one of those, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so.
a game where they need to win. I think it'd be classed as a bit of a failure if they didn't win this one.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I think you're right. You're probably right. Yeah,
and then you look at like, well, where do they go next then? Like second in the Prem, runners up in the Europa League. Like there'd always be questions on Solskjaer. Where if they go into next season, runners up in the Premier League, Europa League winners, like there's always that less pressure, I guess, than for the next 6 months to a year. He could then get his players in. He could again then make those moves over the summer transfer, possibly looking at Harry Kane
yeah, yeah,
as a big money signing, and like you're looking then at a completely different story where you could potentially be on the sack in 6 months' time, so a bit less pressure. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. I think it'll be quite one of those. I think if you do follow us on Twitter, it's
Yes, keep an eye.
the final third
2.
two.
Yeah,
Uh, chuck a comment in on Twitter. Give us a little tweet out to see what predictions you're gonna make, and then like see what our predictions are gonna be like. I'm saying 4-1.
And I'm gonna say 2-1. And
You're
and also just on that note, if you are interested, we're on Twitch as well, so we'll probably do a live reactions of the game as well. We'll probably go live and stream that. So if you're interested in that, pop in,
pop in. We'll have a little chat
have a
like
little
this.
football chat. It'd be lovely.
Um, so yeah, so I guess that's us wrapping it up for the
I
first
I,
first podcast,
I guess that's episode 1 done.
episode 1.
Thank you for joining.
Well, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.